Twice a year, millions of people around the world change their clocks. This ritual is known as Daylight Saving Time, or DST. But why do we do this? The idea behind adjusting clocks is to make better use of natural daylight. Daylight saving time is intended to save energy by reducing the need for artificial lighting. But how did this practice begin, and does it still make sense today? Let's dive into the history and concept behind changing clocks every year. The concept of daylight saving time can be traced back to Benjamin Franklin. In 1784, Franklin proposed the idea in a humorous letter to the editor of a French journal. He suggested that people could wake up earlier to make better use of daylight. Though the idea was not seriously implemented at the time, it sparked a conversation. The modern form of DST started during World War I. To conserve energy, several countries began shifting clocks forward in the summer months. This move aimed to reduce the use of artificial lighting, saving fuel for the war effort. After the war, many countries abandoned DST, but it returned during World War II for the same reasons. After the war, daylight saving time was adopted more widely around the world. In the United States, it became a regular practice in 1966 with the passage of the Uniform Time Act. The law aimed to standardize the start and end of DST across the country with the goal to improve the efficiency of energy use, especially during the summer. But as time went on, questions arose about whether DST still served its original purpose. Some studies have shown that the energy savings from DST are minimal. In fact, the savings in lighting might be offset by an increase in energy used for heating and cooling. Despite these concerns, many countries continue to observe daylight saving time. In the United States, DST begins in March and ends in November. In Europe, it typically begins in late March and ends in October. In the Southern Hemisphere, countries like Australia and New Zealand also follow DST during their summer months. However, not all countries participate in DST. Many equatorial and tropical regions do not use it because daylight hours are relatively consistent year-round. In fact, countries near the equator, such as India and Japan, have never adopted the practice. One key benefit of daylight saving time is the potential impact on public health. By shifting an hour of daylight into the evening, people are more likely to spend time outdoors. This encourages physical activity and can improve overall well-being. DST has been linked to higher levels of exercise, particularly in the evenings. More daylight in the evening also means more opportunities for outdoor events and social gatherings. This extra daylight has led to increased tourism and economic activity in some regions. However, there are some downsides to changing the clocks. One major concern is the disruption to people's sleep patterns. The abrupt shift can cause sleep deprivation, especially in the days following the change. This is particularly evident in the days immediately after the clocks change. Sleep disruptions can also lead to decreased productivity and poor mental health. Despite the potential benefits, the shift is not without its risks. In recent years, the debate over daylight saving time has gained momentum. Some countries and regions have begun to reconsider the practice. In 2019, the European Union voted to end the practice of changing clocks. Countries were given the option to choose either permanent standard time or permanent daylight saving time. In the US, some states have also been pushing for permanent DST. In fact, Hawaii and Arizona have already opted out of DST. These states remain on standard time year-round, avoiding the clock changes altogether. The push to eliminate daylight saving time is partly due to its negative effects on people's health and well-being. Many experts argue that we could save energy through other methods, such as more efficient appliances. Some argue that the modern world has changed so much that DST no longer serves its original purpose. In fact, some studies show that the benefits of longer daylight hours may not be as significant in today's energy-efficient world. The argument against DST is growing, but it remains a deeply ingrained practice in many countries. While the debate rages on, there are still many people who support daylight saving time. They argue that the extended daylight hours lead to greater productivity and more leisure time. Others argue that it has a positive economic impact, especially on retail businesses. The longer evenings give people more time to shop, dine out, or participate in recreational activities. In fact, studies have suggested that DST contributes to increased retail sales, particularly in the summer months. But in a world that is rapidly changing, it's unclear if this traditional practice still fits. So while the practice of changing clocks may seem trivial, it's far from it. It's a tradition that has been around for over a century and continues to affect billions of people. Whether or not daylight saving time will be a part of our future remains to be seen. The ongoing debate about its usefulness and impact will likely shape how we manage time in the years to come. Until then, we continue to change our clocks, as we've done for generations,